Coming to you live from a 2011 Toyota Camry XLE. We're here at Blind Spot Studio. This is a sub-series of Hard Ticket. Jeff.
Yeah, that's me.
We're here to cover one of your biggest blind spots ever that's ever existed.
Yeah, good thing we're rushing into this one. I think this is on my top 50 blind spots list.
Is it really?
I would have to double check.
No, it's not.
I think it is. No, I looked at it earlier today. Josh is in here with us.
Yes.
Josh Brown, we're here in beautiful Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, where they came to visit me for the weekend. And lo and behold, here we are recording blind spots for National Treasure.
This is ridiculous.
Yeah, like I said, we're in the back of my car. Well, me and Josh are in the back of my car. Jeff is in the front of my car.
I'm in the front because they're sharing a microphone back there because they are in the same boat. They have seen this week's blind spot. And of course, it's one of mine because I apparently have the biggest blind spots out of the three of us.
That's true.
Goodfellas. 7.
Yeah, Titanic, Saving Private Ryan, 7, National Treasure.
Just so everybody knows, we're not here to record. We're here because we were going on a hiking trip, and we were going to meet up with Josh and hike. And we're still hiking tomorrow. But before we left, Tristan, who picked me up, was like, I brought my mic. I brought my my stuff in case we wanted to do anything. And then we got here in Harrisburg to Midtown Cinemas, who was playing National Treasure at 9:30 p.m. Just so happens that they are playing that movie that I have never seen.
Yeah, we got about 40 minutes until the start of National Treasure.
We got 28 minutes until the start of National Treasure, boys.
We've got about 28 minutes till the start of National Treasure, boys. And so what we're going to be doing here recording is sort of covering the basics of National Treasure, but not the spoilers. We just want to know, Jeff.
What do I know about this?
What the hell do you even know about National Treasure before we go in? Like, what are you expecting? Like, do you know anything about this movie?
Okay, 8 words. I'm going to steal the Declaration of Independence. That is a line by Nick Cage in this movie.
That's right. Yeah, that's definitely a line. Count the words, folks. Comment down below how many words are in that sentence.
I just want to say, so Tristan, we've talked about Nick Cage on Hard Ticket.
We love Nicolas Cage. Yeah,
we talked about specifically Vampire's Kiss because we kind of agreed that that's like the nickiest, cagiest movie that's ever existed.
Yeah, crazy performance. Crazy.
That's a big one, right?
Huge one.
And so I kind of feel like National Treasure might be the most accessible one, like maybe the one that people associate with him.
I will say this, like National Treasure comes out in I think 2004 or something. Like I'm in first grade.
National Treasure does hold a special place in our hearts, especially, shut up.
Not my heart. Well, I've never seen it.
Over me and Tristan back here in the back seat.
Just look up the release date, Josh.
Okay. So I know Tristan.
Whoa, hold on, let me say something real quick. Like
Okay.
I'm a lifelong Nick Cage fan, basically.
Right.
Yeah. So National Treasure comes out in 2004. Starts a lifelong obsession. I'm in first grade. I see this movie and I'm like, this guy, Nicolas Cage, he's like the coolest guy ever, right? Because he's just some guy who's just like, I'm gonna steal a Declaration of Independence. And since then, it's just started an obsession, and it culminated in Vampire's Kiss, which I really believe is the peak Nicolas Cage performance.
That's the one where you mentioned the famous YouTube video, Nicolas Cage loses his shit.
Yes,
and I think there are the most clips from Vampire's Kiss in that compilation.
I would say so.
Are there a couple from National Treasure in that compilation?
I don't think there's a single one from National Treasure, which is really a shame because I think like the scene where he says that he like establishes he is going to in fact steal the Declaration of Independence is like barely contained, just like I'm gonna do it. Like it's just like you can feel the passion kind of bubbling over, and I think it's understated in a way that Nicolas Cage has never actually been. Some people call it narcoleptic. Some people say, oh, he's just phoning it in. I say no. Like, I can feel the performance bubbling deep beneath the surface.
Josh, you got something to say about that?
Yeah, well, I mean, as I was going to say earlier, I mean, I think this is a lot of our entry points to Nicolas Cage. This is a Disney film.
It's a family movie. It's what, PG, right?
Yeah, PG movie. Like, this was our introduction to Nicolas Cage as an audience, all right? And I mean...
Maybe your generation's Nicolas Cage. Our generation.
Jeff, we're like 3 years apart in age.
Yeah, you're Gen Alpha. I'm a millennial. There's no way everybody in this car is a Gen Z.
2001.
Listen, the important thing is that Josh was born after the towers fell. All right,
It's true. It's true.
it's
yes.
true. And
It is by a month. A month.
This movie was directed by John Turteltaub.
Oh, John, dude, yeah, no, he's actually.
by John.
Is this his biggest movie? Like, you're on
No,
Letterboxd
no, no, no,
right
no, no,
now.
no. His biggest movie is The Meg.
That's his most popular current movie. This guy
I did not know that the guy who directed
other
The
hits
Meg.
such as Cool Runnings.
Well, this is interesting because, like, I would consider the National Treasure a blind spot, and I think Josh, would you consider National Treasure a blind spot?
Oh, my father absolutely considers National Treasure to be a blind spot. Every time this thing is showing on like FX, IFC, AMC, Sci-Fi, whatever
Yep.
ABC Family became, like my dad sees this and he goes, "Ooh," and he turns it on. Like,
Does somebody like punch him? when he sees it?
Josh's dad, the great ape. But that's the thing. Like, okay. So the Meg is more popular on Letterboxd.
Oh, it's more recent. Yeah.
Okay. Have we all seen the Meg in here? I think.
I have never.
No,
I have not
dude,
seen the Meg.
I've never seen the Meg. What do
Okay.
you think? I'm the blind spot-he.
Let me say this: the last movie I ever rented on Redbox was The Last Black Man in San Francisco. But the movie before that
That's a great movie.
was Mandy. But
I
the
have seen that one.
But the movie before that
Was something else.
I'm pretty sure it was The Meg. So it was like the third to last movie I ever rented on Redbox. Would I consider it a blind spot? Absolutely not.
The Meg?
It's not a
You
blind
wouldn't
spot.
consider the Meg a blind?
I'm gonna punch a megalodon.
No, dude. I think what you're mistaking is the fact that the Meg, as a person who hasn't seen the Meg, it's definitely a blind spot.
We're talking about National Treasure here, Jeff.
No, we're talking about National Treasure. Okay, what do I know about National Treasure? I think he steals it. I think so.
Which
He's
one?
trying to steal
Which
it.
one?
He's trying to steal the Declaration of Independence
Okay. What
And-
for? Why?
because there's something else written on there, and like,
There's gonna be a history test at the end of this, Jeff.
is it written in like invisible ink or something like that?
Oh,
Are you sure you haven't seen this movie?
Okay, I do think I have seen a part of this movie, but that's
Okay.
the thing.
Well, like on TikTok?
You know, I don't have a
They
TikTok.
stole the Declaration of Independence, but then they realized that there was secret writing on the back. Then they
Okay.
had to find out how
Okay.
to write the Declaration of Independence.
So if we
Josh's AI summary of the
were
National
if we were
Treasure.
gonna do National Treasure as a hard ticket episode, would it be like the Da Vinci Code? Would that be a good?
Yes. Absolutely perfect pairing of mediocre, like puzzle solving movies.
Is that Ron Howard who did the Da Vinci Code?
It is.
Yeah,
This movie is kind of Ron Howard coded.
the
I would say.
president of mediocre movies. That's great. That's fantastic.
Dude,
Hey,
you say that, but you haven't seen A Beautiful Mind.
Apollo 13? Have you seen Apollo 13?
I've seen Cinderella Man.
Have you seen Solo: A Star Wars Story?
Yeah, dude. I
Have you
have.
seen Cocoon?
Like I said, we talked about Nicolas Cage on this podcast before. I like Nicolas Cage as an actor, and I feel like this is a lot of people's entry point for Nicolas Cage. So, Tristan, years ago, we tried to do Nick Cage November,
Right.
and all that happened was we invited a bunch of people over to my apartment at the time.
Yes. Yes.
We tried to watch Face Off, and most people lost interest with about a third of the movie left, and we did not finish it. And I
No.
didn't enjoy it either, honestly. And then we watched Persona.
No, we watched Mulholland Drive.
Right. We watched Mulholland Drive that night instead, and which just made everybody in the room more confused because everybody was like drunk.
Except
'cause
for
it
our
was-
one friend Davis, who was like, "Whoa!"
He was pretty confused. So we did not watch National Treasure. I do feel like somebody put National Treasure on at a party one time. I feel like it's one of those movies.
It is.
Where I caught some of it. So does that make it a blind spot where it's
Well,
like I recognize the
We're gonna talk
name?
about that after you see the movie. I mean,
My opinion is, okay, it's a background movie. It's a movie that Josh's dad and dads everywhere are gonna, they see it on TV, they're gonna watch it.
Is this a dad movie?
This is kind of a dad
Isn't
movie.
it a bit young to be a dad movie?
it's definitely a dad movie because of the elements that you're going to see how it plays into American history, especially that of the
Ooh.
American Revolution.
And Josh is a history man.
Yes, but also, this is like I was saying, this is my entry point into Nicolas Cage. This is an entire generation's entry point into Nicolas Cage, who had classically been in a bunch of R-rated films. I think a lot of dads were fans of Nicolas Cage. They'd seen,
Leaving Las Vegas?
yeah, Leaving Las Vegas.
That's not a dad movie. I'm sorry, but no.
well,
joke.
what? Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Classic Nick performance in that one.
Yeah, he's a background
As everybody
character.
calls that movie a Nick Cage movie. Is National Treasure, is it like this generation, then all the new dads in 2026,
No.
Is this their
Yeah,
dad
yeah.
movie?
Yeah. Exactly. That's
Oh.
true. Like, so the Gen Zs, the bussing guys, the guys with the broccoli haircuts. We're talking
Dude,
like
I don't think broccoli haircuts are as big. You always bring up broccoli haircuts, and I feel like that is not what you're thinking. Josh is the one who should know this. Josh actually works with kids.
Yeah, no.
How many have
no,
broccoli haircuts?
no. We're not talking about kids. We're not talking about the kids, dude. We're talking about dads right now.
The dad? No. Like I said, it's not the Nick Cage aspect of it, except like exactly what you said. The dads that grew up with Nick Cage in like the late 80s, all of the 90s, combine that with U.S. history. Combine that with, Ben Franklin and, solving codes and stuff. That stuff, like, I read a book on the Civil War once. I like this.
Okay, you know what? Tristan, this is interesting. You weren't here for this, but this past summer, Josh and I and a couple other friends did an escape room in Morgantown, and Josh was so embarrassingly into it.
Embarrassingly? You guys kept saying that's not the key to get out. And I said,
No,
is.
I said that. They didn't say that. That was on me. But Josh was in his element, man. He was like a spider, like crawling around in that room like a web.
I did warn everybody that this would not go well, that I would be insufferable.
So, Josh,
yeah.
do you think National Treasure is a blind spot? Do you both think it's... I know, Tristan, you said it's a blind spot. Josh.
It's a product of a generation that so many grew up watching. That this almost kind of ties into the way that Tristan talks about Signs, but I know for a fact that National Treasure probably has like 20 times more viewers than what Signs has.
20 times?
20 times.
No.
That's a lot.
No, I mean it. Especially in my generation. All right, even though we're all in the same generation here.
Right, but our generation is becoming dads.
But our generation was also born before the towers fell.
And our generation knows much more. Shut up. Our generation knows much more about the gotta seal a Declaration of Independence.
But that's the only line I know from this movie.
Yeah, but like everybody, like we literally back in November, we had a day break for school where it was like, okay, the morning was dedicated towards this. What do we do in the afternoon? Morning was testing. All of our students watched National Treasure in the auditorium.
Well, the students didn't pick that, though. You guys made them
they
watch
voted.
it.
They voted for it.
Well, after out of a set of options,
it's
Moana was an option. They chose National Treasure.
That is actually kind of
It's important to talk about the legacy of National Treasure, right? Because like there was a sequel to this one, which the subtitle is Josh.
Book of Secrets.
Wow, he did not get that right earlier. Jeff, did you know that?
What did I say it was earlier?
You said National Treasure 2. You said that was the title.
No, I said that. I said it was National Treasure 2. Doobie Doo.
Jeff, did you know that there is a TV show on Disney Plus?
I did know they did a TV show. Nick Cage is absent?
Nick Cage is absent.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody watched that, right?
No, nobody watched.
So nobody's clamoring to watch that show, though, right? Like they're banking on the name National Treasure.
Yes, exactly. That name is famous.
Is it just the name or is it the movie?
Well, the name, but also the line, I'm going to steal the Declaration of Independence, and also Nicolas Cage, and also, who else is in this movie?
It's puzzle. It's kind of like
it's the Da Vinci Code.
Yes. Puzzles,
Yeah.
like, speak out to, like, especially dads, because it's just like a, good old hands on the hips, like,
How many dads do you know who do puzzles?
A lot that'll start with, like, kind of the edges and give up after 10 minutes.
It's sort of like a Sudoku or like a crossword, or an acrostic, in fact. It doesn't have to actually just be like a physical puzzle that you piece together, Jeff. It can be like a word or like a logic problem. And you're going to find that out when you watch this movie, which we're not going to spoil for you.
So does it have all of those puzzles in it?
It might.
Quite a few puzzles. Ben Franklin's Sudoku is a killer scene in this movie.
Do you think that there's a puzzle?
Franklin's Sudoku?
Do you think that there's a puzzle box in this movie, Jeff?
I have no idea.
Not to be confused with Jefferson's crossword, of course.
Yeah, they find the wadded up Sudoku in his old coonskin hat.
They find like Ben Franklin's old trash can where there's a bunch of crinkled up paper near
They
it.
dig up Ben Franklin's grave and they find a Sudoku puzzle.
What do they like defile the corpse? What is this?
It's
movie?
a pretty big talking point of the movie. He's willing to break all of the rules to. Oh, I don't want to spoil.
Well, he's
anything.
literally about to steal the Declaration of Independence. That belongs in a museum. I always think I associated National Treasure with movies like Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones, yeah. What?
Classic adventure movies like that. That's kind of what I thought.
I always thought the same thing.
It's definitely like a all around the not all around the world movie. It's around the U.S.
It's around the U.S. Yeah, it's important to like kind of note the inherent patriotism in a movie like National Treasure,
Well,
right?
it has national in the title.
Exactly, and it
yeah.
comes out like 3 years after 9/11. Like everyone's kind of feeling themselves a little bit. It's like 1 year into the Iraq War and all that stuff. So everyone's like, "Oh, America, national, the Declaration of Independence. That seems like it might be important. We should talk about that."
There are quite a few Nick Cage monologues in this movie about how amazing these things are.
Yeah, he actually
About how
advocates for
amazing, like-
slavery at one point.
What is it? Jefferson's crossword clue. What's great?
7 down. What's great?
You can't say that.
Yeah, no. So I don't.
A movie starts in 10 minutes.
I don't know exactly what happens on this movie. I really don't.
That's good.
But I do know that I've watched part of it.
On TikTok.
I know that whatever I saw of it, I was not that interested in. There's these like series of Nick Cage movies that came out, I think late 90s, early 2000s, that just are not interesting to me. Like I was not interested in Face Off. I'm not interested in Ghost Rider.
Whoa, what's that?
It's a
Ghost
movie
Rider.
where he plays
Ghost Rider. I
what-
thought you said Ghost Rider.
like he's a ghost author. Like
Yeah, I literally thought that's what you said.
yeah, no, that's adaptation.
Did you see that forward one where he can see like 6 seconds into the future?
6 sevens into the future.
Gen Alpha expert Tristan Moore, everybody.
Broccoli haircut, Nicolas Cage.
We be.
I'm gonna steal the Boston Declaration of Independence.
That's what I was gonna say, and I thought it was
Dude, that's why we're sharing a mic right now.
No, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it. I've seen plenty of Nick Cage movies. Like I have a lot of them where he's like actually acting, like doing sort of a dramatic performance. But I know that he can kind of go nuts. I've seen Wild at Heart. I've seen
That's a good one.
Vampire's Kiss. Like
Good one.
I've seen him go nuts, and it's fun. It's a fun time. But the fact that apparently he doesn't really do that in National Treasure, I don't know. This movie's over 2 hours long. Like,
Well, I feel like there is a scene, Josh. Like you might remember exactly when, because I'll be honest, it's been close to. I mean, it's been over 10 years since I've seen
I think
this.
You're getting this confused with. I think I already know what you're gonna say. It involves a staircase, and that's from,
Yeah, there's a staircase.
That's from Book of Secrets, buddy.
Oh my god, how embarrassing! No, I do think there's a scene though where he goes kind of crazy style.
John Voight goes pretty wild in this.
John
you told me
Levy.
that John Voight plays Nick Cage's father in this.
Yeah, did I?
Yeah,
You know who else he's the father of?
like in this movie.
No, like in real life, IRL.
I don't know.
Do you not know?
Angelina Jolie.
Yeah.
He's Angelina Jolie's father.
He's Angelina Jolie's
No,
dad.
this is not a Franklin Sudoku. This is legit.
This is legit. So every time you ever think about Angelina Jolie, you should probably think about John Voight. Yeah, sometimes.
I should probably do that. I guess I should. Which means every time I think of Brad Pitt and I think of Angelina Jolie, I should just think of John Voight, which means I should think of Nicolas Cage.
And I was named after Brad Pitt in Legends of the Fall. So every time you think of me, you should think about Brad Pitt, and you should think about Angelina Jolie, and you should think about John Voight, and you should think about Nicolas Cage.
And National Treasure,
And
which
National
is a
Treasure.
blind spot. So that is the ultimate argument as to why National Treasure is a blind spot.
It kind of all ties back into National Treasure if you
Much-
think about it.
So what you guys just did there with that chain reaction is legitimately like half of the movie of National Treasure.
That's
Oh.
true, yeah.
If this is the movie that's just like the vague association movie, and then you come to all your conclusions from that, besides
No, that's called
Silence of the
Signs.
Lambs. Oh, yeah.
What are you saying, Josh?
We had a whole 2-hour conversation on that.
Hey, swing away, Josh. That's all I have to say. That one hit. Out of the park, dude.
I think you struck out on that one.
8 minutes.
Well, you said 9 minutes like 10 minutes ago.
I did.
Closing thoughts on National Treasure. This is like a light. It is sort of like Indiana Jones for the kiddies, like the preschool kids. If you didn't see it when you were like 4,
People without object permit.
if you didn't see it between the ages of 4 and 4.5, I think it's a big blind spot. Like back in 04. So
is it a blind spot for everybody, or do you kind of have to grow up with it?
well, you kind of have to be like between the ages of 4 and 4.5 when it came out. So if you weren't those ages, then this is like probably a huge, like maybe the biggest blind spot.
I have to agree with what Jeff's.
So you
statement
both are okay.
was.
Conclusively, you're saying it's a blind spot.
I'm saying it's a blind spot for exactly the way you said it was. We were all growing up on this, and this was
Because
our
of Angelina Jolie
this
and
was-
Brad Pitt and
No,
John Voight.
This is and Tristan's name. No, this is legitimately like before kids knew about Indiana Jones or the adults had their Da Vinci Code. This was the sit down, you're gonna learn some American history, even though a ton of it's just absolutely false. Like
Well,
it-
you are a social studies teacher, so you
well,
should
I
know
teach
this.
geography first off, Jeffrey.
Mr. Brown, that's called the Gulf of America now.
That was the Mediterranean Sea. Anywho, yes, like this is like a lot of it's like Tristan said it perfectly. This comes out 3 years after 9/11. It's very much a patriotism, damn it, kind of movie. Even though it gets a lot of it, it embellishes a ton of it, and you're gonna see that, and it's entertaining in that fact. I think.
So am I going to be entertained and enthralled and engaged with this over 2 hour long movie?
You're gonna be the first. Yeah,
It's going to be infotainment, I think, Jeff. You're going to get a history lesson. You're also going to be like, okay, Nicolas Cage. That's awesome, man.
All right, well, our movie starts here in about 5 minutes, so we got to get inside. To all you listening, I'm about to see National Treasure for the very first time cohesively,
All right.
and decide conclusively with my friends Josh Brown and Tristan Moore whether or not it is a blind spot. Obviously, if you're listening, you probably have opinions of your own, so comment, watch the movie along with us if you can, and we'll tune right back in as soon as we conclude this flick. All
Count
right.
you down, Jeff.
3,
3, 2, 1. Treasure. We're here in the back of my 2011 Toyota Camry XLE, and Jeffrey Bogus has just seen National Treasure for the very first time. Jeff, your very first reaction, what is it?
Okay, so we were going in beforehand. We were getting our refreshments, getting a little popcorn, getting a little
You small beers.
a few
We've
small
had a
beers.
few.
And I asked the woman at the bar, I said, is this a blind spot? Because I heard her talking to the patrons before us, whether or not it was a blind spot, because they hadn't seen it. And she was like, yeah, maybe. Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
And I was like, what would you like? So, and then I said, like, I hadn't seen it. She was like, oh, really?
Not her podcast. So
Not her podcast. No, you're right. And I was like, what else, like, is a blind spot, basically? She said Jumanji. Like, it was kind of similar to
So-
Jumanji.
Yeah, she's like, well, what's like similar to it? I said, that's like from, and she specifically said from that like time period
Yeah,
from
yeah,
our
yeah.
childhoods. And then I said, like Jumanji. She goes, yeah, like Jumanji. I'm like, but this guy here, Jeff, he's got a bunch of them. And what movie did she immediately jump to after we said you hadn't seen Goodfellas, Jeff?
What?
The Godfather.
Yeah, I think she thought you said The Godfather.
She said, you haven't seen Goodfellas? Have you seen The Godfather?
Yeah, no, well, okay, so I have seen The Godfather. That is not a blind spot of mine. But she said
Well, that-
Jumanji, I think. Jumanji was the first one that came up. And then I went to the
Yeah.
concessions, and the guy was... the guy heard me talking to her. He was like, yes, it's a blind spot. Like just immediately. Just like, don't even ask. It obvious. And I was like, why is it a blind spot? And he was like, because everybody's seen it. And I'm like, I haven't seen it.
I think that's part of what makes something a blind spot is just ubiquity. Like if especially like a particular cohort, like our
Yeah.
generation, like you're
Yeah.
talking about, a bunch of people grew up seeing this movie. You haven't seen it, and you say that to somebody, they're like, "Oh, really? Like you haven't seen
Yeah.
National Treasure?" Like even if they didn't know you were a big movie guy, I think that's like one of those movies where it's like National Treasure. Like I feel like everybody saw that at some point.
Yeah, interesting being like a 2004 movie. I will say, I was completely wrong. I have not seen a clip of this movie. I thought I did. I don't know what the hell I was watching, but I have not seen anything from this movie.
Well, it does kind of feel like an amalgamation of a lot of different movies, though, right? Like,
yes,
the end scene where it's like Diane Kruger and Nicolas Cage like on that dumbwaiter with the Declaration like kind of dangling over the chasm. That's straight Last Crusade. That's Indiana Jones and Elsa Schneider.
So much Indiana Jones, and then you get like he's standing in the treasure room and like his paunch is kind of protruding and his hair is kind of balding. Oh, he looks like me. I mean, he doesn't look like
him, Jim.
Oh, thank you.
He looks like John
He doesn't
Voight.
look like Harrison Ford, that's for sure. He's kind of like, we have Harrison Ford at home kind of thing.
I think Sean Bean's character in this is really interesting. He is basically like discount Hans Gruber.
So Sean Bean was typecast as like a villain for a good bit, right? He was the villain in Goldeneye.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
GoldenEye. Oh God, I'm missing a huge.
I feel like
Fellowship of the Ring. Yeah,
well, it helped get him out of it a little bit.
Well, he's like the antagonist, I think, in a lot of ways.
Right, but he still has that like a level of sympathy that is completely.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Especially like in Return of the King, through his brother Faramir.
Yeah, Sean Bean is the most like relatable character in Fellowship in a lot of ways.
Right. Yeah.
But in this movie, he's just straight like a villain. It's also notable that he's British. And is a very
well, of course.
Well, like the whole thing with the national treasure is that they're trying to keep the treasure away from the Brits. So they, it's like, like John Voight's like, they basically just invented this legend just to keep the British like chasing it and everything, just wasting their resources.
Right.
And it's very notable that the antagonist of this film is just some British guy who apparently has like access to infinite resources, but still wants to find treasure. It's like, why? Like, what do you need more money?
Just so I can beat the Americans, basically.
He gives that one kid $100 bill. It's like, how much money do you need, dude?
Yeah, well, I guess it's like an investment of time. Like he starts the movie on Nicolas Cage's side. Like they've been tracing this treasure for a while. They can't find it, so he kind of wants like infinite riches. Like you can be Elon Musk and still be wanting more money. I think it's so funny at the end, like Nick Cage is like, yeah, we gotta divide it amongst the people. We gotta give it to the Smithsonian, all these research facilities. And I leaned over to you and I was like, Facebook. If this movie came out today, it'd be like the government's like giving it out to all these private companies.
Oh yeah, like Mark Zuckerberg.
We're giving it to
Meta.
The Mark Zuckerberg exhibit, like at the Smithsonian, he like sponsored it. He's like, yeah, I bought all this and donated. I'm just letting them like show it, but it's still mine.
No, it really is like the like America has this like infinite history. Like it has to be tied into like ancient Egypt, right?
Oh yeah, it goes all the way back. Like it's sort of
because you can trace America a couple hundred years, and that's the extent of our colonial history.
It's sort of like it's sort of a metaphor for like the idea of America, like the the freedom and the liberty and the democracy, which goes all the way back to like
the final product, of what the world should be.
Gin Alpha, yeah.
Broccoli haircuts, yeah.
That's what the founding fathers intended.
And it's of course, you got to keep that away from the British. The Americans have inherited this thing, and so yeah, no,
he didn't name a British museum at the end.
That's true. He didn't say bring it.
Good.
He said donate it to the British Smithsonian.
He said the Louvre.
Let's
Cairo.
throw them a bone. Yeah,
he did say pip pip cheerio at the end.
Yeah, that was definitely. I will say I had a blast. I mean, I had so much fun with this movie.
I mean, there were some people where I was like, we were giggling the whole time. We would have been giggling regardless. But there were some people in the back that finally, for the love of God, when was it? I know one big laughing point was when Diane Kruger looks at some rolled up paper and goes, ancient scrolls from the Library of Alexandria. How'd they get these? How the hell did you know what those are?
And I leaned over to Tristan and I said, toilet paper roll.
She took one look at those scrolls and she was like, this is what that is. I know a moment that I laughed at is when he puts on the stupid like 3D glasses and looks at the mat, like I don't know what it is. It's like some symbol in the back of the Declaration. I think I leaned over to Josh and I was like, a bunch of bullshit.
Well, you get that moment after the scrolls moment where who's the comic relief character?
His name is Riley.
Right. He looks at like a sarcophagus and he's like, a green man with a goatee. I know he's significant and I love you. And he like hugs it. That's kind of like it's almost like a surrogate moment, like that's like,
yeah,
I'm just here because
money.
I quip basically. Look at me. I got .5 with a Fortune. I'm driving away in my, what was that? Like, it's definitely a convertible. That's cool.
It was a
That's cool
Ferrari. He
car.
drove on the lawn though at one point. He drove on my lawn.
There's a fake lawn. It's a fake lawn. It's like AstroTurf.
I will say
clearly.
the movie is funnier maybe than I remember it. It's probably I was probably in college last time I watched it. I was
Oh,
probably,
it's a blast.
Yeah, it was probably like 2018 or so when I saw National Treasure last. But it's a funnier movie. I will say the funniest gag in the movie was something that I never even caught as a kid, which is when they're breaking into the Library of Congress or whatever they're breaking into, and there's a security officer. And this and the security officer has a name tag that says Hawk. So, he's Officer Hawk. He radios into his compatriots and says, Mike here, something's going wrong here. And I turned over to Josh and I said, "Oh my God, his name is Mike Hawk." Which is really that's really the national treasure we should be talking about. That's awesome.
Yeah, because you look on Letterboxd and it's just credited as Officer Hawk.
That's a very subtle, like, Josh and I just watched Hot Fuzz, and like every extra character in that has a name like P.S. Taker, like Piss Taker. Like, they all have like crank call names,
Right.
But National Treasure takes itself much more seriously.
It does.
Too seriously to the point where it's hilarious.
Well, and it's also like supposed to be a movie for kids. So like a joke like Mike Hawk, the security guard, is like it's like that's for the parents in the crowd, right? Like it's for Nicolas Cage fans.
It's for those viewers who are paying just as much attention to the ciphers as the characters in this movie are, because it's not an obvious joke, right?
Well, and that's the other, like, oh my God, this viewing, like, the last time I did watch it was like back in December with my students. And
you exposed them to
yeah, I did. They voted for it, man.
Mike Hawk. Dude.
Yeah, I didn't point out that joke. All right, I didn't.
You didn't
notice
recognize
it
that
till
joke.
Tristan
did you?
even
Yeah,
said it.
Exactly.
It was hilarious.
Tristan is truly the national treasure.
This is such a kids movie because when Riley, he's not just there to quip. He's the wait. What's that thing that you're referencing?
Oh, yeah.
I'm just a computer guy. And
he's the man in the chair, Spider-Man.
So goddamn egregious at points. It's just.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
And it's laughable. It's so laughable because Cage is giving almost like a Leslie Nielsen performance.
Cage was
yes.
He was surprisingly anchoring in this movie, I will say. I had a good time watching him.
Can you shut up, please? Can somebody shut her up, please?
Yeah, can I say it does seem like his character kind of changes when Diane Kruger like enters the trio, and he just starts like
he's trying to show off.
He just starts like negging her, and he's just like he's like, "Shut up, you stupid woman." That's what he's like. He's just like, "Shut up, like you didn't believe us before. You suck." But then like they get together at the end anyway.
Oh yeah. And Riley's even like, "I got duct tape. You want to tie her up?" We kind of gloss over that.
Yeah.
What's duct tape?
So Riley is from The Hangover. Is that
He
right?
is. Yes, you'll know Riley.
Oh, is he he's the groom,
yeah,
right?
They lose
the groom.
Doug. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not a spoiler. That's literally the whole plot of The Hangover.
So we do have plans to watch The Hangover. That's a blind spot for Tristan.
Yeah, it's one of my blind spots.
God.
All I'll say about The Hangover is The Hangover, dude. That movie's awful.
It's probably been 12 years since I watched The Hangover, but we're getting ahead of ourselves.
Right, we're getting ahead of ourselves. Yeah, so National Treasure. There's so many moments. I had multiple thoughts when we were watching this, like, what would I pair this up against for Hard Ticket? For a second, I was like, we should do, like, the first X-Files movie.
Oh, like, there is an obvious one here. Did we say this in the precursor?
The Da Vinci Code?
Dude, have you seen the Da Vinci Code?
So does the Da Vinci Code have, like, an era of prestige to it?
It is absolutely like, wait, Leonardo da Vinci, he invented thing? It's Jeff, it's literally the same exact thing. There is a secret message on the back of the Mona Lisa. Okay?
Right.
Like that's, and after that, it's just like, we got to go around famous places in Europe.
How do we not have this as a matchup already? Have you seen both of these movies?
I've never seen the Da Vinci Code.
Oh,
that's a blind spot, dude.
No, it's not. No,
but is the Da Vinci Code less of a blind spot than National Treasure?
No. I think there's a convincing argument to be made that the Da Vinci Code is a blind spot. I don't think it ever. It's hard
It
to
truly
say.
was. The book itself was definitely a cultural phenomenon.
Exactly. Yeah, there was like a moment in history that the Da Vinci Code was like the big thing, and I remember
Yeah.
like my parents would not let me watch it when I was a kid. They said it was like something against the Bible or something.
Right.
Blasphemous.
They put that in the same box as like SpongeBob.
They thought Squidward said a curse word. So.
SpongeBob, you. So I'm surprised that they didn't let you watch that. That's surprising to me.
Well, they said, like I said, they said there was something like blasphemous about it. Josh,
Against
you've
the
seen it.
Bible,
Is there
yeah.
something blasphemous in the Da Vinci Code?
I'd say it is much more serious. Whereas, and you do see people get shot in the Da Vinci Code, unlike this one. And
My parents didn't have an issue with people getting shot. It had to do with like, is Jesus real?
Yeah, there's a big. I don't want to spoil any part of the Da Vinci Code. I know Paul Bettany whips himself quite a bit.
Whips himself with what?
Maybe that might be the sequel. No, wait, that's Angels and Demons. I'm getting them mixed up because they both suck.
Isn't there one called like Dante's Inferno or
It's
something
just
like
called Inferno, and it's absolutely abhorrent.
Oh, that
Okay.
infernal movie.
that? It has Felicity Jones in it, right?
It does. I did read the books.
Bow chicka wow wow. Back to you, Josh.
Tristan says we're in the Titanic car right now because the windows are fogging up from the inside.
And Jeff hasn't seen Titanic. It's one of his blind spots.
That is that's been established. That'll be my next one. I'm surprised we're doing National Treasure first. Now here's what
Well, we're only doing it because
it was playing tonight.
yeah.
was decided on upon in the last 4 hours.
If this episode seems like it's not up to like the caliber of our usual episodes, it's because
It's 'cause
it's
it's
not
better.
up to the caliber of our usual episodes.
This is our best episode.
beyond.
Yeah, so what I will say is like I had the idea from the beginning, like if a movie is because this is a long movie, dude. It's over 2 hours. It does feel its length. People today are like, movies are so long today. Like, bring back 90-minute movies. I'm like, weren't they always like,
Oh
like
yeah.
this long?
Sure.
You watch a movie like this, and
You watch we watched the 70s disaster movies a couple months ago, and
I
those
was getting a little bit of from the Towering Inferno
Oh,
from
dude,
the set piece.
100%. I'm watching National Treasure, and I'm seeing Jerry Bruckheimer show up. I'm seeing all these. They're like out in the Arctic, and they're lighting fire. I'm like, we used to make movies, man.
Yeah.
We used to make actual real movies.
Men
about-
were men, like you said in that episode.
Men were mans, and there were real sets, and Nicolas Cage did shit. They stole the Declaration of Independence. We used to be a country, and now we're not even a state. Back to you, Josh.
Yeah, I think I leaned over to Jeff during this and I said, I know what National Treasure 3 should be. And it's where Nicolas Cage looks at Riley and goes, we have to start a riot at the Capitol building.
Have you seen that meme that is pictures? It's specifically one picture of January 6th from inside the Capitol, but there are 4 panels and it keeps zooming in, and the last panel is clearly Nicolas Cage photoshopped into the picture stealing the Declaration of Independence.
I did not see this.
We'll show you after this episode.
What do you know about the sequel, Jeff?
I don't know anything, man. I barely knew anything, and they never did Thomas Jefferson's crossword or whatever.
He
you guys
got
said.
us. He got Ben Franklin's Sudoku.
I was waiting for it the whole time.
Oh,
But you admit though that it's kind of like that, basically, right? Like that's basically what the movie. Here's the thing.
They never did John Hancock's I Spy.
Well,
when they just flip and zoom in on John Hancock's signature at that one point, and the sentimental music is playing, and this hasn't been here since when it was signed. I'm like, bullshit! What the hell is
Yeah, when
this?
did they put that map on the back? They had to put that there sometime, right?
Yeah, it takes me back to the Patriot episode, Jeff, where we were
yeah.
just doing the signers. But I think that's interesting about National Treasure is like the Declaration of Independence figures so prominently in the narrative, like the stealing it and everything. But then once they find it, it's just like one more stepping stone to the next bunch of clues. Like
Dad says, it's just another clue. It's just gonna be another clue.
And
Which is a totally sensible point to come at it from.
Oh, it's
too.
it's totally sensible. But then it's like we just spent all this time building up to them getting the Declaration of Independence, and then it's just
first act. The first
Yeah,
act is
yeah.
stealing the Declaration.
it's the thing that kind of gets this whole shebang started, and then the rest of the movie they're just carrying it around, and it doesn't really do anything. And it's like, Okay, that's fine. I hope it doesn't get run over by that semi truck while it's in the middle of the road. That's about it.
Almost twice it gets.
I feel like Diane Kruger. Like every time the thing's in danger, I'm like,
Well, that's what Harvey Keitel wants back is the Declaration.
the
right?
wolf.
That kind of.
Why are the dressing rooms at Urban Outfitters so open?
They're unisex. Yeah, they let
You have that scene where Nick Cage's love interest. Who's
her name is Diane Kruger, Dr. Abigail Chase.
She is.
God.
She is subtly emphasizing her attraction to Nicolas Cage with the way they block her feet in that.
Yeah, she's
scene.
like kicking her like.
Yeah, it feels like a
feet a little bit.
Tarantino scene.
Well, I mean, she's in Inglourious Bastards 5 years after this, so
yeah.
we definitely saw it.
You know, I've never seen Inglourious Bastards.
That's a lie.
It is a lie, guys. Yeah, that was my fake blind spot for the episode. Tune in next time we do this to find out my next fake blind spot. I have seen Inglourious.
That's why we call him Jeffrey Fake Blind Spot Bogus.
Ayo, classic. Goes way back.
JFBB.
But I mean, with how egregious, I keep using that word. I apologize.
That's your second time using it.
It is. It is.
Yeah, used in the
With
Signs
how
episode.
absolutely outrageous this whole premise is, I go back to the sequel again. With knowing nothing, what do you think the outlandish premise
Of the sequel
of?
is?
Like Nick Cage has another very famous line.
Oh, dude, well, you could
right
do this
after-
forever. I mean, like, you could do these movies forever. That's kind of the point, right? That's
He's
what
not going to
treasure
give
is.
you an answer.
He's not gonna guess. I'm asking.
Are they
for you-
finding Atlantis?
No.
No, dude, it's got to
That's a
do with
good
them.
guess,
It's got to do
though.
with America.
It's
gotta do with
America. National Treasure, International
It's called
Treasure.
Book of Secrets.
Book of Secrets.
What do you think Nicolas Cage has to do in the second movie?
Is he like reading Stephen King?
Yeah, dude. That's it.
You know what it is, Tristan.
Yeah. I'm going to kidnap the president.
Which president?
The president.
Yeah.
Why do you keep exhaling?
That's how he talks. Riley, I'm going to do it. I'm going to kidnap the president.
So Harvey Keitel shows up in a couple scenes in this. So he's one of the knights of what are they?
The Templar.
Knights.
Templar, one of the knights of Templar. Yeah. So there's a whole like history. This is an original script, right?
In what way?
We should have researched that before
I
we.
mean,
We don't.
as we said, it's basically like an amalgamation of Indiana Jones.
Yeah, it's a lot of
Die Hard, The
it's like a
Goonies,
Pulp Fiction thing.
The Mummy.
Pippin, Tintin. That's what it is.
So
Tintin.
a little Tintin. Well, Tintin was based on a comic, though. You know, like
Oh, this is not like. I mean, this is not like original. Like this is. Yeah. It's like third rate. Took a copy off of a bunch of other adventure serials.
oh,
and-
sure, it's a Xerox movie.
like-
Yeah.
Dads everywhere love it.
Yeah, it reminds them of them when they were little kids, Boy Scouts, looking at the.
kids these days don't know what history is.
Kids these days don't know what history is, and
Is
they
that the
don't.
thesis of this movie, kids these days? And then it rewrites history. Like-
The thesis of this movie is like America's really awesome and really special, and we have something special here worth discovering, and that people have forgotten about.
So
Or-
okay, yeah. Is it a blind spot? This movie is like by no means great. I mean, in the sense that like we're saying, it's not original. It's not like the sequences. There's some cool sets. There's some cool filmmaking being done, but it's like it's nothing that it doesn't leave a cinematic legacy in the same way that the films that inspired it did. It just kind of channels them all into one thing. And so I was like, does a movie that is kind of average or maybe even bad, like, I don't know. This is what I was thinking when I went into the movie. Like, does a movie that is bad qualify as a blind spot just because of notoriety, just because people flock to it? And I sit down in the theater, and this is a 9:30 showing on a Friday, and this is like a kind of independent theater. This is the last showing of the night, and the people who work here are like sitting down to watch this movie as well, like staying past their shift to watch this movie. And like I said earlier in this episode, like they were also saying this is a blind spot. Like the theater people were saying that.
Yeah, you watched it in that ideal setting of a bunch of us who grew up with it or knew about it, not because we think, oh, this is a 10 out of 10 movie. No, it is the we got to steal the Declaration of Independence. It's the wow, scrolls from the Library of Alexandria. It is the notoriety, as you perfectly said.
Yeah, dude, I feel kind of backed into a corner here. Like, I just literally can't even argue with the logic that I have seen at play tonight about how this qualifies. Like, I can't even argue with it. It just, everybody I talk to, they're playing it at the theater. All the theater people are there. Like, any argument I make against it just empirically falls flat. Like, I want to argue against it. It's not like a great movie or anything.
No, I don't think National Treasure is a great. It is a perfect like late Sunday afternoon watch with your uncle on TNT,
With
right?
Unk?
With Unk. You're watching National Treasure with your Unk.
With your broccoli haircut.
You're watching National Treasure with your Unk, no cap.
It's a bussin' movie.
It's a bussin' movie, man. Like it's not like. It's not high art. It's not even trying to pretend to be high art.
So how do you think this sticks in our country? Is it because it's so palatable?
Yes, that's exactly
Walt
what it
Disney
is.
Company logo played at the beginning of this movie, and I leaned over to Josh and I was like, shit's about to go down.
No, I mean it comes out like around the time that like Pirates of the Caribbean is coming out. It's like in that same sort of. It's not as swashbuckling as that is. It's a little more like. I mean, it's like your dad's adventure movie, right?
But it's a little swashbuckling. Like,
it's got some gunplay and some, swinging from ropes and stuff. But it's not even The Mummy, right? Like, it's not even on that level.
I don't know. I've never seen The Mummy.
Now that's a blind spot, right? That's a freaking blind spot.
There are parts of this movie that wish they were The Mummy.
But even if you don't think National Treasure is great, which I don't think anybody here in this car thinks it's great. I think you can at least look at yourself in the mirror now and say like. I've seen National Treasure. Like that's like one more movie that a bunch of people have seen that if it ever comes up in a conversation, you're there. Like you can participate in that. You're in the know now. You're in the in group.
I'm in the in group.
Bruh.
You're in.
Is it just because the in group is so big? Is that
That's
literally
literally-
it?
That's all it is, and that it's like just got some funny lines in it.
That's it? Like, how did it get to this point? Why is this movie? And will it be like a decade or two from now, or people still be talking about this movie? Like
I don't think anybody's even talking about it now, dude.
No.
Except for us.
Yeah, we're
talking about it now, but we're saying.
but yet we still had a pretty good theater full of people.
Well, why do I have to see this movie? Why did I have to see this movie?
You had to
tonight?
see it before it fades out of into obscurity, I think.
So it just burned really bright.
I think it's just one of those in like the Nick Cage pantheon, kind of like we were talking about with Shyamalan. This absolutely is on the podium of Nick Cage movies, because where you have the extremes from Vampire's Kiss and like the most down to earth, like say Leaving Las Vegas,
Adaptation, like serious art house films.
Yeah.
Almost.
This is blockbuster Nick Cage.
This is the only reason why Nick Cage is even you look at Nick Cage's career. If you actually analyze Nick Cage's career, this movie doesn't really come up. But it's an entry
Had
point.
to be the one that made the most money.
It's
What's
the-
your Book of
But
Secrets?
this isn't just blockbuster Nick Cage, because you had like The Rock and Con Air
And
all-
Ghost Rider, yeah.
and Ghost Rider. This is Nick Cage blockbuster for babies. Like this is what this is. This is like baby's first Nick Cage film. Like this is how he starts to become like this generational actor. He's the like.
So it's like an essential entry point kind of thing?
I think so for like a lot of younger kids, a lot of younger people, and people who grew up with the Nick Cage memes. It's like, oh, you see him in like all these reaction images and everything. And we even had a movie come out called The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent about how big of a meme Nick Cage was. I don't think you get to quite that point without this entry point for this generation of people. Like, I don't think it gets that. Like that was just what, like 4 years ago that movie came out.
So here's what I kind of notice about celebrities who get older and they when they're big, or at least when they were big around the early 2000s, you had movies like Madagascar, Shrek, and you had celebrities who were big at the time like Mike Myers or Chris Rock or Ben Stiller, and they were voicing all these characters. Now that was their entry point into a generation's zeitgeist,
Yes.
basically. I guess it's kind of the same thing, and they keep coming back because these movies keep getting sequels and keep staying relevant, I haven't seen, there's a National Treasure show, and I think that maybe people didn't watch it because they said Nick Cage isn't in it.
That's the thing that's interesting. Like Shrek, that's the brand, right? Like Mike Myers is attached to it, but it's really Shrek. Like that's the character that people associate with Mike Myers. Nick Cage, there's not really like a one character. He is like kind of unique in this world of, fast fading celebrities, actors specifically.
Right, yeah.
In being like still a brand unto himself. And like again, I go back to Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
Which was okay.
Which was, yeah, it wasn't great. I think honestly you might even argue that National Treasure is a better film. I think I would argue that.
Probably,
honestly.
yeah. I would revisit it before Unbearable Weight.
Exactly. But Nick Cage himself is still like a brand. Like he's on the level of like a Tom Cruise. Like he is like still he puts people's butts in seats, even though he churns out crap. And we know he churns out crap. We've seen
have I told you that I've seen Nick Cage's grave?
His grave?
Yeah, man, he's got a grave reserved in New Orleans. It's like a white pyramid. I saw it on a tour I went on like over a decade ago. And he's not allowed in New Orleans anymore. He got like chased out of the town for gambling so much. That's why he takes all these roles, is because he has like such gambling debt.
Oh, yeah, sure. And that's part of like his ubiquity as like an actor. It's like everybody knows who Nick Cage is because he's in, USS Indianapolis Men of Courage and shit like that.
Yeah, what a range. Like we talked about it in our Vampire's Kiss. Yeah. He barely talks in that movie. And some of my favorite roles of his are dramatic roles like Pig or Adaptation. Those are fantastic movies.
Yeah.
He's got genuine range, and I think National Treasure demonstrates a legitimate leading man like role of his.
Yeah.
He anchors it, like I said.
He does, yeah. No, he does a pretty... he's respectable in the role, I think is probably the word I would use. And there are a couple moments where the Cageisms kind of come out. He's like, oh, shut up, and oh, pip pip cheerio. Like he's like kind of channeling that kind of unhinged Cage for a little bit.
But he legitimately, and it's, you said people said he was phoning it in. I don't see that at all. I think he's like...
Oh, yeah. Some people say he's sleepwalking through the role. He puts you to sleep. He doesn't give a shit. He's,
Some people call
just
him...
doing it for the paycheck. Some people just say, like, he's really checked out of the movie. Some people say he's really not even... He doesn't care.
Some people say go back to bed.
Some people say go back to acting school, dude. Like, we can't even tell. Some people say he's, like, the worst performer they've ever seen.
There are a lot of people who do say that Nick Cage is a bad actor because there's so many instances of him just going nuts. And no, there weren't actually any instances of that in this movie.
No, not full Cage.
No
full Cage.
You don't get that. Like I always think back to Matchstick Man, where Cage
sure.
He's pretty reined in, except for that one scene where he says, "You ever been beaten so hard that you piss blood?" That is the only time, and he's playing a character with like all these tics. He's got range. This is, I think, the most straightforward I've ever seen him play, like, this sort of... He is like a discount Indiana Jones. And he's not an action hero in the sense that you know his name because it's not in the movie, but you know the name of the movie, National Treasure. Yeah. And it's a blind spot.
It's a blind spot.
It is a blind spot.
You heard it here first, folks. It's a blind spot.
Yeah, I gotta acquiesce. I mean, I really do. I did not think... I thought I would at least be able to argue against it a little bit better, but I don't think I could after just what I saw at this theater.
I think if you would have just seen it, us three, on a sofa, on a TV, you might have been a little better. But seeing it in this environment and seeing the connection that a lot of people had to it,
yeah,
really boosted that.
I think even in a more controlled environment, it doesn't take shortcuts necessarily, but it does fast track a lot of those moments. What it's channeling, like, yeah, the romance is like incredibly forced, but at least the actors are, acting in it.
Yeah,
and they have chemistry as well.
But... I mean, they're acting, fine. Some people say Nick Cage is like the human equivalent of like a Vicodin, So I'm just gonna keep this going. Some people, he's like,
some people can only picture Nick Cage in a robe and bunny slippers.
Yeah,
roaming
like
around.
anesthesiologists everywhere are jealous of the fact that Nick Cage can just put people to sleep by acting.
This is a crazy gag, given that this is one of the most unhinged actors, like with a reputation.
I'm just saying, like in this particular movie, he's quite boring. Nicolas Cage is like a warm glass of milk. Which, that sounds nice, actually, right now.
Yes.
Damn, I'm thirsty.
You need me to drive? Yeah, no, I mean, it's a blind spot. I mean, it is. It's just one of those inarguable truths, I think.
And it's also like one of those movies that like presents itself like it is just what it is. Like we were joking about how the treasure is like a metaphor, but then no, it's actually not. Like they just walk into another room and they're like, oh, there actually was a treasure.
He found those, he literally just goes, "It's the all-seeing eye," and he presses a button. That's all.
Yeah, it's not like, oh, the national treasure was our friends and our family.
Paul Revere, what was he? He was just a silversmith. Now we look, here's silver. Like, at least give me that. But nope, all-seeing eye presses a button.
Paul Revere was a silversmith, and as we know, the Lone Ranger rode a horse named Silver. Hi ho, Silver. Hi ho. That was the name of my horse.
That's what this movie is. That's what this movie is.
He literally even he like plugs that instrument into the wall. He's like, it can't be that simple, and it is.
And it actually is.
And I think if this movie was smarter, it would not be a blind spot.
Yeah. I think you're right. I think if it like legitimately was trying to be like, if the room was actually empty at the end, and it was like the adventure continues, which it kind of is, but it's also like they found the treasure, so
Yeah.
you get your catharsis and you get your kind of open end at the same time, and that's something that me and my dad and me when I'm a dad and my child when he becomes a dad.
Whoa, Nick Cage is here.
This is like the Nicolas Cage equivalent of a monologue, just Jeff talking right now.
And Nick Cage's dad. We can all enjoy this movie together. It is like weirdly kind of a dad movie.
Is it just like
yeah.
Can I ask if is it just like a guy movie? You think like are women gonna watch this National Treasure? And
Well, I definitely don't think women are like portrayed super positively.
no,
in this movie.
there's like one female character in this movie, and she exists first to be
To be
like
a love
an
interest.
impediment, and then to just be like a love interest that they
Right.
drag around and joke about like tying up. And
There are four female characters in this movie, and 3 of them are cashiers.
that's
Did
crazy,
you
Josh.
count that?
That's crazy. Did you know that there's a security guard in this named Mike Cock?
I'm sorry. There's a 5th one, and she's an FBI agent who goes, "We got bullet casings."
Oh my God, Josh,
Wow,
that's
women
crazy,
in
man.
STEM. Women in STEM.
Women in STEM,
Yeah, that's
man.
great. Yeah, I don't think this is a movie that has like a universal representation or anything like that. In fact, I think it's very much like the exceptional individual kind of movie.
Oh,
Because, I mean, that's what Indiana Jones is. But
Yeah.
just like this is discount
This guy paid attention in history class. That's the
in
exceptional
Indiana
individual.
Jones's history class. Or
Not even. This is like 7th grade U.S. history. I mean,
yeah.
It all pertains to the American Revolution. That's all it is. They go to D.C. and Philadelphia, and then they send people to Boston.
They went to New York City. They end the movie in New York City.
One thing this movie is missing is a karaoke number where he sings a Schoolhouse Rock song, and I think
Which one should he sing?
You guys never heard the preamble? I mean, come on.
we the people in order to form a more perfect union,
Bum, bum.
establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility,
Bum, bum, bum.
provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty. To ourselves and our posterity do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America.
United States of America.
Well, this has been another exciting episode of The Blind Spots. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. If you think National Treasure is or isn't a blind spot, we would love to know because we know everybody has their own opinion about these things. You can follow the podcast at Hard Ticket Pod, all lowercase, all one word. That's on Instagram and Blue Sky. You can follow me at Jeff Blogus, all lowercase, all one word on Letterboxd. Tristan, where can people follow you?
Follow me on Instagram at Tristan__less and Letterboxd, Tristan Moore. You can also email the podcast, hardticketpodcast@gmail.com. Send us some more blind spot recommendations. Jeff has revealed himself to have not seen The Mummy, Titanic, Saving Private Ryan, Goodfellas, Seven.
I didn't reveal you outed me. For
and
that
the prequel too, right? 6.
And what are those made together?
You can find me on Letterboxd at Joshy Brown, Instagram at JoshyBrown1012. Handle still has not changed since 8th grade. But thanks for letting us use your car, Tristan.
Oh yeah.
This has been a great studio. I love the Titanic vibe we got going on in here. I'm sure to bring it up in our Titanic episode. I don't know what we got coming out next week. This episode kind of exists in a void.
Yeah, we don't know when this is gonna go out. Hopefully, never is the one that's gonna tank Hard Ticket.
Hard tank it.
Right.
Yeah. But stay tuned. I'm sure we said it before. If we let it out of the vault, it's because things got a little bit busy. So stay tuned, and we'll talk to you guys next time.
Talk to you next time. Bye bye.
Bye, everybody.
It's a hard ticket at the movies. Which one will you watch? Let's decide. It's a hard